Imagine a quiet, overweight girl who loves BL stories, always overlooked by everyone at school, wakes up one day, and bam! She lost weight and is super stunning. Not only that, all the hot guy at school start fighting to date her. Even crazier, her first kiss is snatched by a mystery person right before their eyes. Who did it? Keep watching to find out. In a bustling volleyball court, Serinuma stands at the sidelines, her eyes glued to Igarashi and Nanashima playing. In her imaginative world, she's sketching a delightful yaoi story with the duo as the main characters. Lost in her thoughts, she doesn't notice the ball heading her way until Nanashima crashes into her, sending both of them tumbling down. Inside the infirmary room, beside her is Nakano, her partner in crime in the yaoi world. Another one of your BL daydreams, huh? Nakano chuckles. Before Serinuma can reply, Shinomiya appears, breaking the moment. Could you move? My friend isn't well, he demands. The girls, though put off by his cold demeanor, can't help but secretly admit his allure. They then bump into the ever-so-kind Mutsumi. He inquires about the red mark on Serinuma's face. She gives him a brief explanation, all the while secretly pleased by his attention. Back in the classroom, a whirlwind of apologies comes from Igarashi and Nanashima. However, Nanashima's attempt at humor backfires when he mentions her weight. But this just gives her a distracted smile, as her mind wandering back to her BL fantasies. Home seems to be the sanctuary Serinuma looks forward to. Finally, time for Mirage Saga, she exclaims. But nothing could have prepared her for the shocking turn of events. Shion, her beloved character, breathes his last, and her world came crashing down. Days turned into a blur as Serinuma mourned her fictional loss, not eating, not stepping out. Outside her door, Mitsuko and Takuro, her family, exchanged worried glances. Enough is enough, proclaimed Takuro. Bursting into her room, they gasped in disbelief. The week of mourning had transformed Serinuma. Her once chubby frame now housed a slender beauty. Back at school, Serinuma's transformation doesn't go unnoticed. Everyone can't help but stare in awe. Even Nanashima, who once mocked her, is left dumbstruck. But the attention is too much for the newly transformed girl. She dashes away, leaving a trail of stunned faces behind. Running through the school halls, she trips and landed right into Shinomiya. This leaves her with scraped knees. Shinomiya, not recognizing her, insists she get checked out in the infirmary. Once there, she finds Mutsumi, gingerly treating a few scratches he earned from his brave cat rescue. Unlike Shinomiya, he instantly knows. Serinuma? He gently asks. Shinomiya, overhearing this, turns wide-eyed and dashes out, flustered. Mutsumi smiles, saying, "You always had a big heart. That's something weight can't change." After school, Igarashi invites her to a movie. But what was supposed to be a duo soon became a group event with all the boys insisting on coming. With nothing to wear, Serinuma seeks refuge in Nakano's closet, who excitedly helps her pick an outfit for her unexpected movie date. Meeting the boys, they completely enamored by how she looks. She's lost in her yaoi fantasies throughout the movie, as Nanashima falls asleep on Igarashi's shoulder. After the movie, Igarashi pulls Serinuma aside for a photo session. But just as the flash is about to go off, Nanashima jumps in, causing a hilarious photo of the boys fighting, while Serinuma stands there, an elated look on her face. It was better than any BL fantasy she could have dreamed of. Serinuma tries to wrestle with her otaku urges. But every touch between characters sends her mind racing. But when she spots an advert for a limited sale of her favorite anime merchandise, she can't hold back. Excusing herself, she races towards the store. The boys are in confusion. Now that the secret's out, instead of being ridiculed, Mutsumi steps forward saying, "We'd rather see you happy being yourself than trying to be someone you're not." The other boys nod in agreement, their smiles genuine. Next day, Nanashima voices his surprise to Igarashi. "Didn't expect her to give this matching otaku keychain to us," he mutters. Igarashi merely shrugs, unbothered. As they approach the volleyball court, their conversation is interrupted by a great safe coming from none other than Serinuma. She's not the same girl anymore. She's agile because of her weight loss. After that, the girls rally around her. "Join our football club," one of them suggests. They're down a player due to an injury, and they think Serinuma is their wild card. She ponders, maybe my anime knowledge of football will be my secret weapon, and decides to give it a shot. Word spreads like wildfire, and Igarashi offers to coach her personally, but not everyone's supportive. Nanashima, blunt as always, scoffs, "A week of practice won't make you a football star, you're just going to hold everyone back." But Serinuma's spirit remains unshaken. Football is no child's play, and Serinuma learns it the hard way. The grueling routines, the endless drills, they leave her body aching. Yet by her side are Shinomiya and Mutsumi, cheering her on. As days go by, her performance, unfortunately, doesn't see much improvement, and some girls begin to doubt their decision. Nanashima, never one to tolerate unnecessary chatter, overhears their conversation and shuts them up. Heading home, Nanashima spots Serinuma practicing. With style and finesse, she kicks the ball, but it curves right back, smacking her in the face. Dumbfounded by it, Nanashima tells her once more, "Just give up already." But there's a fire in Serinuma's eyes. Something about that resilience touches him, and he finds himself saying, "Fine, let's practice." From a distance, the boys watch, content in knowing friendships are mending and evolving. Amidst the tension of the tournament, the game's fate hangs in the balance. 1 point, and victory would be theirs. Serinuma signals her teammates to trust her. As they pass her the ball, she does the unthinkable. She kicks it in the complete opposite direction of the goal, but the ball curves back, making a perfect goal. The crowd is stunned. From the sidelines, Nanashima bursts into laughter, both in amazement and at the absurdity of the situation. Summer plans are bubbling in Serinuma's mind, a season filled with otaku activities. But reality comes crashing down when the teacher announces Serinuma is on the brink of attending supplementary classes. Her dreams are shattered. Seeing her despair, Mutsumi steps in to tutor her. But the rest of the boys won't let Mutsumi have Serinuma to himself and decide to join the study group. Tensions run high. Nanashima's and Shinomiya's personalities clash, leading to their removal from the library. A new plan is needed. "My place?" Serinuma hesitantly offers. A frantic cleanup ensues, with her otaku collection going into hiding. But her mother waltzes in sporting some outlandish makeup, mortifying Serinuma and driving her from her sanctuary. The boys, naturally curious, explore her room. They discover the carefully hidden otaku treasure trove. Serinuma returns to find the boys in front of a shrine dedicated to her beloved Shion. Instead of mocking her, the boys humorously pay their respects to the shrine. Chaos reigns when her brother storms in, revealing all of Serinuma's otaku secrets. The boys shrug. They've already embraced Serinuma's quirks. Mutsumi, always the diplomat, kindly ushers Takuro out, helping to restore order to the room. As the study session wraps up, Mutsumi hands out quirky pencils with dice, hoping they bring everyone good luck. Serinuma finds a peace offering outside her room, candies from a repentant Takuro. Exam day arrives and the results are in. Serinuma's cleared. Eager to spend the summer with her, the boys jump in with invites. The buzz of the upcoming school culture festival fills the air. The idea of a maid cafe is suggested, and Serinuma, with stars in her eyes, immediately supports it. In her mind, the image of the boys in endearing cosplay costumes is too good to pass up. During lunch, Serinuma learns a surprising tidbit. Shinomiya lost a bet and is now slated to play the role of a princess for his class play. Giddiness takes over Serinuma's imagination. The image of Shinomiya in a regal princess costume is just too perfect. She immediately decides she'll design costumes for not just Shinomiya, but all the boys. Armed with a tape measure, Serinuma gets to work. But with each boy eager for alone time with her, the costume-fitting session turns chaotic, with each one trying to steal a moment with Serinuma. Seeing the pandemonium, and recognizing that Serinuma is swamped with the costume making, Nanashima offers a solution. He suggests that the boys lend a hand with Serinuma's duties in the history club. In a flurry of creativity and dedication, the costumes are done in no time. And oh, they're magnificent! As each boy dons his respective outfit, Serinuma is overcome with emotion. Their transformation is beyond her wildest dreams. Walking home, Igarashi, driven by pent-up feelings, boldly asks Serinuma for some exclusive time with her during the festival. The other boys, equally eager for their time, look ready to challenge him. But Mutsumi steps in, proposing a fair deal. Each boy gets 30 uninterrupted minutes with Serinuma. Festival day arrives. As Serinuma gets ready for her series of mini-dates, Nakano teases her about the enviable position she's in. First up is Nanashima. Serinuma, touched by the resemblance to Shion, requests he keeps the outfit. But before they can chat more, they're mobbed by fans wanting photos of them. Once the crowd disperses, in a bold move, Nanashima corners Serinuma with a classic kabedon. The tension builds as he leans in closer. But Mutsumi, ever the stickler for the rules, interrupts, signaling that Nanashima's time is up. Heart still racing from Nanashima's surprise move, Serinuma tries to regain her composure. Yet, Mutsumi's unexpected gesture of feeding her takoyaki only adds fuel to the fire. Igarashi then interrupts them, swiftly leading her to the auditorium to see Shinomiya's much-awaited play, Snow White. As the play unfolds on stage, Igarashi makes a subtle but bold move, gently holding her hand. The weight of the simple gesture sends Serinuma's heart aflutter. After that, it's Shinomiya's turn to have some alone time. Eager to showcase a more masculine side of himself, he guides Serinuma towards the haunted house, hoping to protect her during the spooky adventure. But it's Shinomiya who ends up startled. In a comedic twist, he leaps into Serinuma's arms, burying his face in her chest. Serinuma seeks solace and decides to find Nakano, needing a friend to debrief the day's events. But as she rests on the stairs, a group of rowdy students approaches. They begin to harass her, their comments becoming more audacious and hands more intrusive. Just in the nick of time, the boys appear. Tensions rise, and a brawl ensues. But Serinuma, horrified by the violence, pleads for peace. Sobbing, Serinuma admits all of this attention, especially from such attractive guys, is overwhelming for her. Realizing their collective ardor might be too much for her, the boys unanimously decide to take things a bit more slowly. The festival's finale arrives, and in a surprising move that delights both Serinuma and Nakano, the boys decide to dance with each other. Christmas Eve is close. Nanashima comes up with the delightful idea of a party. But for Serinuma, the joy of Komiket is an unmissable event, a yearly ritual she couldn't possibly skip. Mutsumi's curious nature sees an opportunity. He pitches the idea of accompanying Serinuma to Komiket and then having a party afterwards. Win-win situation, and everyone's on board. The next day, our group is awake at 5 a.m. because Serinuma is determined to snag her favorite items. The overwhelming scale of the Komiket leaves the boys awestruck, a sea of enthusiasts as far as the eye can see. The realization that they have 2 hours still to wait disheartened them, but for Serinuma, the joy of Komiket and her mission make it all worth the wait. Once inside the venue, Serinuma deftly sends the boys on a quest, leaving them unsuspecting of the BL manga they're about to dive into. Their reactions upon discovery are a blend of astonishment, embarrassment, and sheer determination not to let Serinuma down. Meanwhile, Serinuma, wrapped up in the world of Komiket, finds herself harassed by an unsavory photographer. But in a twist, a suave butler cosplayer steps in, rallying the crowd against the intruder and coming to her rescue. When the boys finally reconvene with Serinuma, they are briefed about her little adventure and the charming cosplayer. The scene of him elegantly kissing her hand before making his exit leaves them a touch jealous. As the evening transitions into their much-anticipated after-party, the once animated boys find their energy levels flagging. Back at school, Serinuma recounts her Komiket escapades to Nakano. However, she regrets not taking a photo with the mysterious butler cosplayer. But in a delightful twist of fate, said cosplayer materializes. The person is a young girl named Shima. As introductions are exchanged and Shima's fascination with the Mirage Saga is revealed, an air of competitiveness fills the room. Not one to be outdone, each of the boys feigns a sudden and deep interest in the show, insisting on accompanying Serinuma to Shima's abode. Stepping into Shima's residence, Opulence and luxury abound. Walls lined with Mirage Saga memorabilia catch Serinuma's eye instantly. Even the usually composed Mutsumi seems impressed. But the piece de resistance? An extensive BL manga collection that sends Serinuma into a whirlwind of delight. The revelation that Shima is, in fact, the brains behind her favorite manga. It's too much for our protagonist, who, overwhelmed, asks Shima for some comforting embrace. The fun doesn't stop there. With a mischievous glint in her eye, Shima suggests that the boys model for her upcoming BL manga. As the photo shoot progresses, Serinuma's fangirl heart soars with each perfect shot. But in the midst of the fun, a sudden and unexpected move by Shima steals Serinuma's first kiss. The atmosphere thickens with shock and surprise, while Nanashima, in disbelief, exclaims, "This doesn't count, right?" And so, this brings us to the end. Until then, keep those otaku hearts fluttering, and remember, life is always full of unexpected surprises.